Princess Street Gardens, Edinburgh. Once the mainstay of passenger services across Scotland, by 1986 diagrams for classes 26 and 27 were few and far between. The route between Edinburgh and Dundee, however, remained a stronghold for the class, and here we see a 27-hole service powering away from the Scottish capital. The intensive service between Edinburgh and Glasgow was provided by Class 47-7s, operating with the Mark III push-pull sets and a Mark II DVT, or driving van trailer. The entire fleet was repainted into ScotRail livery, a variation on the Intercity livery. Here we see 47716 Duke of Edinburgh's award powering its train away from the western end of Edinburgh Waverley station. A Metro Camel Class 101 DMU arrives from the Fife Circle, as Intercity 125 HST, sporting the original Intercity Executive livery, departs with what is presumed to be a London King's Cross to Aberdeen working. The majestic North British Station Hotel, built in 1902, stands watch over Waverley Station. This hotel was to be renamed the Balmoral in 1991. An Eastfield-based Class 27, sporting that depot's Scotty Dog logo, runs light engine into the tunnels. Shortly after, Class 47-7 arrives with another push-pull service from Glasgow Queen Street. (47018) arrived with the train from Dundee. Whilst most of these services were in the hands of Class 27s, it was not unusual for 47s to turn up on them. However, the use of a freight loco with no train heating would have been rather unusual. Fortunately, this was summer, and not the depths of the Scottish winter. (27052) will take the next train out to Dundee. It runs light into the tunnels before backing onto the rake of stock that has just arrived. The push-pull set leaves for Glasgow Queen Street. (26032) and (37011) head the Royal Scotsman luxury Land Cruise. This train, comprised of Mark I sleeping cars and vintage dining coaches, had been introduced just a year earlier. It's still operating in 2023, although different coaches are used and Class 66 locos top and tail. piper can be heard on the platform, greeting the train. A pair of English electric Class 20s lead a short rake of empty car carriers through the station. An unidentified Class 47 leads a West Coast Main Line set towards Carstairs. As 27052 begins its journey to Dundee. We now move to the eastern end of Waverley Station, where we see the 26 and 37 combination leading the empty stock from the Royal Scotsman out to Craigentinny Depot for servicing. From a rather windswept perch on top of Carlton Hill, we're afforded excellent views of the east end of Waverley Station. The view extends across Holyrood Park to the flat top hill known as Arthur's Seat. From here we witness a rather unusual working with two Class 47s, one in ScotRail livery, top and tailing what appears to be a West Coast rake, one of the half rakes that would have split at Carstairs. The train is presumably heading empty to Craigentinny for servicing. A Class 47-4 makes its way into the loco holding siding as an East Coast HST begins its journey towards London King's Cross. Both of the HST power cars carry the newer Intercity Executive livery, albeit a little bit work-stained. However, the entire rake of coaches is still sporting its original blue and grey livery. Back at the eastern end of Waverley, we again see 47716 propelling a rake towards Glasgow. This illustrates the intensity of the service the 477s and push-pull rakes were able to keep up. Being a fixed formation and not requiring any locomotive uncoupling, enabled the trains to turn around at their destinations very quickly. ScotRail therefore had all the convenience of a multiple unit, whilst the passenger was afforded all the comfort of a loco-haul train. The 477s weren't exclusively limited to push-pull workings. Here we see 47711 Greyfriars Bobby, with a short rake of ScotRail Mark IIs. A 3-car Metcam 101 departs with a local service. An Intercity 125 arrives with an Aberdeen to King's Cross service. Interestingly, despite the entire rake of coaches being repainted into the new Intercity livery, both power cars are still carrying their original blue and yellow. (47459), based at Crewe Diesel Depot, is a long way from home as it runs light engine through the station. In our final shot, we see an unidentified Class 47 arriving with 4 coaches from Dundee. In the middle row, 2 Class 27s wait to take over the train for the return journey. A pair of Type 2s back down onto the train. Sadly, we don't have footage of this train leaving, so we are left to surmise that perhaps this was the train Alan took on to Dundee for the next part of his adventures. If you've enjoyed this video, please click like, and perhaps consider subscribing to the channel. And please leave any thoughts and comments below. It's always great to hear how nostalgic people find these films and how many wonderful memories they bring back. And you can watch all 51 episodes of Alan's adventures without any commentary, just great engine sounds, at the Alan Harrison Collection, here on Cartwheel Carl. Until next time, thanks for watching.